I'm Gail, Seay, Director of Teaching and Learning. And this week I wanted to talk to you about some professional development opportunities that we had our teachers engage in recently. We had several of our teachers go to the NESA Winter Training Institute in Bahrain. We had teachers engaged with experts that were brought in from the United States. We had some teachers who went to an institute on math, some on science. We had mindfulness, we had design thinking. So we had many of our faculty members go to those institutes that support the initiatives that we are undertaking here at ASD and forwarding our school's goals in those directions. So right now what you're going to listen to is some of the feedback from a few of those teachers who went to those institutes, and we want to hear what their highlights were and also what it is that they're bringing back to us at ASD. So enjoy.
So hi, this is Meghan. I recently attended the NESA Winter Training in Bahrain. I attended John Burns' session on digital pedagogy, which he actually renamed to be Contemporary Masterclass. So Contemporary Learning Masterclass is what we did. And big takeaways that I have from it, in terms of technology, we should be transforming our learning and not just using technology to replace the learning. So if you're using Google Docs to take notes instead of pen and paper, that's replacing. But ideally, if you could transform, so you're using Google Maps to locate places around the world and using Google Earth to see how they work, that would be a way to transform the learning and the geography for the students in that session. Another big takeaway I had that I'm going to try to implement in my classroom is the learning portfolio. So another way to assess learning for students is to have them create a learning portfolio instead of just the teacher collecting the data. So after students create an assignment or do something that they are proud of, they would take a picture, or if it's an essay, they would just post that directly to some type of website that is theirs, they own it, and that would be able to demonstrate their learning not just through the course of a class, but actually through the course of their entire educational career. So ideally, you could have a student that would start a website at an age-appropriate level, and at the end of their educational experience in that institution, they would be able to show the growth that they've developed over the course of that time period. Thanks.
So at the Winter Training Institute in Bahrain, I attended the workshop with Paul Anderson over the 2 days, and I really got a lot out of his session. Something that really stood out for me was how he teaches students modeling, and we did a lot of that ourselves, so that was one big highlight for me. And I'm just really excited how the practices of science are being brought more back into the classroom with new NGSS standards. So I'm really excited to just get kids really doing science how real scientists do it. So I'm looking forward to it.
So I was at the Winter Institute in Bahrain. I went to the strand of mindfulness, and it was over the 2 full days, so we learnt a lot. I think the highlight for me was learning new techniques that you can adjust from pre-K to grade 12, and realising that there's new research on how it impacts executive functioning and the prefrontal cortex. How we're going to use it, we've actually been using it already in school, but not formally. So I think what we'll do now is offer more mindfulness sessions for pre-K to 12 teachers, and last Thursday we did some mindfulness with pre-K to grade 2s. We taught them 2 different ways to calm down and relax after high activity learning in the classroom. So we're already using it and we'll continue to.
I recently attended the Winter NESA Institute in Bahrain and had the good fortune to work with a presenter who was very knowledgeable and very professional in her presentation about quality assessments. What was special about the weekend was that we were a group of physical educators who were coming together to look at this topic together, so we could talk about ideas as they related specifically to physical education, but in the wider context of assessment. So we really appreciated the fact that a specialist group could come together and have that opportunity to work together and share our ideas. So this gives me a lot of confidence that the professional development we can access through NESA is meeting the needs of specialist areas, and further to that, NESA also supports the work of collaborative cause. So there are a group of us, a group of physical educators, and we meet and plan what the professional development needs for PE may look like in the future. Being a member of the collaborative also gives me a voice, a way of expressing ASD's specific professional development needs in the area of physical education as well. And that's a real bonus for us as we move forward and look at initiatives relating to physical education.